So by the time my aunt finished reading the book, her tone had changed. She reached out to me and told me that overall the book was good, but there were some things that were wrong. Numbers, details, who was present at my father's death. She mainly wanted to clarify facts. At first, I didn't understand the purpose of it all because whether the policy was $20,000 or $100,000, the emotional truth didn't change. Whether I witnessed the final breath or the moments leading up to the last breath, the impact that it had on my life didn't change. What I wrote wasn't meant to be a forensic report. It was a reflection of how I experienced the moment and how it lived in my body and my memory. She told me that there are facts and there are beliefs, and that I had written my beliefs as facts. I told her that that was fair. My intention was never to present my experience as universal truth. And even if someone else remembers it differently, that doesn't invalidate how it shaped me. Both things can coexist. So at some point, the conversation moved from text to a phone call. She said the tone gets lost in messages, and I can agree with that. On that call, I heard context that I had never been given before. She told me that her husband didn't want me or my son to live with them. She said that taking us in caused financial strain and created problems in her marriage. She said that she didn't receive any financial support for doing the things that she did, and I can believe that. I can understand a lot of things differently now as an adult, but I can't include context that I wasn't given. But the thing that people don't understand is that even with context, it doesn't erase how things made me feel at that time. I was a child, 15, 16 years old with a baby, no parents, an abusive partner. I was recovering from being shot in my face and left to die. I wasn't living a normal teenage life, I was surviving. But here's where the rupture actually happened. She told me that the only way she appeared in my story was as a villain, and I didn't highlight her sacrifices enough. She said that my reflection made her feel unseen. What I never heard then or now was space held for how I was impacted. Not intent, sacrifice, or explanation, but just acknowledgement that harm can exist while someone is still trying to help. When I said that gratitude and hurt can coexist and both things can be true, it didn't land. Instead, the focus shifted to how my story affected her, how others now view her, and because of that, she said that she would never help anyone else again. So at this point, we stopped moving forward because healing requires accountability, not punishment, but acknowledgement. When someone can only engage when their intentions or racial experience, the relationship is going to fracture. And it's not because of the story that was told, it was because the truth wasn't allowed to be held fully. Sometimes people don't want to understand, they want absolution, and I can't give that at the expense of my truth.